Hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel and welcome to another weekly reading vlog. So today is Monday, September 1st and it was my first day back to work and I was like first day back and I was at the biobank all day, which I don't like, I don't appreciate, but actually was not bad. Like I've heard we've been getting like so many samples, but like it was actually pretty chill. And usually like Mondays and Fridays, I mean not usually, every Monday and every Friday we have like extra samples, but even with those extra samples it was still pretty chill. Like especially in the afternoon it was very chill, so actually it went pretty well. I'm not gonna complain too much, I'm gonna complain just a little bit, but yeah. So like I was saying, this is my first week back to work after the break. And yeah, it's Monday and I'm already tired, so things are going great. And yeah, so I actually have very concrete reading plans for this week. I know exactly what I want to read. Whether I will actually stick to my plans or not is another matter completely, but I have plans. And so I first of all want to finish The Gate of the Feral Gods because I have 20% left, which will take me probably around 1 hour. So I should be able to finish it tonight. That is the goal. And then I want to read Golden Sun, which is the second book in the Red Rising series. I've been wanting to continue the series for so long because I read the first book months ago at this point, I think. So yeah, it's about time I continue the series, and I am excited because even though I did not love the first book, I did really like the ending and like the things he was setting up. So I am very excited to get into this book, and also I do really like the cover, so that definitely helps. And I also want to start reading Not Quite Dead Yet, which is a YA mystery thriller and one of my anticipated releases, so I'm also excited to get into that. So like I said, very concrete reading plans. I know exactly what I want to read, and hopefully I will stick to it. And yeah, so those are the plans. And yeah, like I was saying, first day back to work. I was at the biobank today, and I think I'll probably have a meeting on Wednesday. And also I need to write like a report to send to the university for my PhD. Like for every student in the like second, third, and fourth year, we have to send those reports. So I do need to do that. And actually I do need to do that this week, even though we only need to like have it done by the 15th of September. I need to do it now because my like co-supervisor is gonna be like not here in the next week, so so yeah, I do need to do that this week. And like I said, I'll probably have a meeting on Wednesday. And yeah, I hate writing reports, so I'm not excited for that in the slightest. I would just much rather be doing lab work. That is what I like the most, so that is what is the most fun for me, but it is what it is. I sadly do have to do it. And yeah, I don't really have like anything planned for this week. We were like, me and some friends were talking about maybe going to the cat cafe, but in the weekend, but I honestly didn't really want to stay here this weekend, and turns out like they can't either, so it's fine. It worked out for all of us that for it not to be this weekend. So yeah, I literally have no plans, which is great. So yeah, I think that is all that I had to tell you in this intro, and welcome to the vlog. So it's Thursday, and I mean, as usual, it's past midnight, so technically, I can't even speak anymore. It's Friday, and I have reading updates for like 3 books because I finished 1 book and I started 2 books, but I am still like way more behind than I expected to be at this point. Because remember when I said that I had a meeting on Wednesday? Well, I seriously underestimated the time I would take to get ready for that meeting because I had been procrastinating analyzing the results I had for the last 8 months. So I had to analyze like results of 8 months in one day, and you know that took some time. So I think I read like 30 pages that day or something like that. So, like I said, I am a little behind. But first of all, I finished The Gate of the Feral Gods. I think that is what I was reading in the beginning of the vlog. Also, I turned on like a ring light behind the camera because it's kind of dark because, it's 1 a.m. So, to try to make the lighting better, but it's like blinding me because I'm like sleepy and it's not working out very well. But anyway, I finished that book, and that was the 4th book in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series, in which basically like the world has sort of been destroyed, like Earth has been destroyed by some aliens, and the people that survived the initial destruction, they are given the opportunity of entering the dungeon, in which they can go, they try to go down like levels of the dungeon, and if they reach the last level, they get like to regain control of their planet or something like that. But no one has ever made it to the last level of the dungeon in like any planet. And I think there are 18 levels, and basically like in each level they have to find, like, the ultimate goal is to find the staircase that leads to the level below. But they have to go through, a bunch of trials, a bunch of quests, a bunch of dangers, a bunch of creatures that they have to fight. And it's pretty much like a video game in the way that like they have XP, they have potions, they have skills, they have like levels of skills, and they, like I said, have quests as well, and they have mobs, and they have everything. And each level is like different, and obviously gets harder and harder as they go down. And also it's a reality TV show because like other aliens watch what's happening. And so we are following Carl, and who's a human, and we are following also Donut, who is a cat. And yeah, we see them as they go through the levels, and obviously we're also learning about the politics of the like other alien species, and like the ones that created the dungeon, and also the other species that like now sort of work for them, and like the rivals and all of that. And I really like it. I have really liked all of the books in the series so far, but this one has definitely been my favorite because not only was it like super entertaining and action packed and fast paced, and we learned a lot more, there was also something that they were like alluding to like throughout the whole book, and like I was already sort of expecting it to happen just because I thought it would be, it would create more drama. So like I was already expecting that to happen at some point, and at the end there was like that reveal that I was waiting for. So yeah, I really really liked it, and I think I'm giving it 4.5 stars. I think I gave the other 4 stars, and this one, yeah, I loved it, and like the ending made it even better, so I am giving it 4.5 stars. And then I started 2 other books, which were the books that I mentioned in the intro. Look at me sticking to my plan, sort of. I'm behind, but I'm going. So I started, not quite dead yet. I am 51% in, and this is a mystery thriller, and we are following Jet. And in the beginning of the book, she is like attacked by someone. They hit her on the head, I think 3 times, and when she wakes up in the hospital, they told her that she will probably die in a week from an aneurysm. So she is determined to like solve her own murder basically in a week. And so we are seeing her investigate, and I'm really liking, actually. I'm very invested. I am liking to follow her as she is investigating this. And also like she has very dark humor, which is definitely working for me because he's always making like jokes about basically like being dead already, and no one laughs because it's pretty morbid. But it obviously, like, she says it to someone that like cares about her. So like, you know, if it was someone that I knew was in that situation, I maybe wouldn't laugh either. But you know, me as an outsider, I think it's pretty funny because, you know, that's my kind of humor as well. So I'm really liking the humor as well. And yeah, she, in the beginning, like in the first chapter, I was like, she's kind of like not very likable, but now she's definitely growing on me. And like, I wonder if in the end it's gonna be like some kind of miracle and she actually survives, or if she really does die, because, you know, we're spending a whole book like connecting to this character just for her to die in the end, which I'm completely prepared for that to happen, but like it's gonna be quite sad. And I mean, the tone of the book is, you know, pretty sad because, you know, there's this character that is like actively dying as we're reading, like she is getting, you know, worse. So, you know, it's pretty sad, but at the same time, it's pretty funny, and I am liking the mystery. We've had some, you know, reveals, but I assume like the, you know, suspect that they have like now in mind is like their main suspect. I assume it's not going to be really the person who did it because, you know, we have half of the book to go, but I am having a lot of fun. Again, fun might not be the right word because it is pretty sad, but I am, you know, enjoying the book. I am pretty invested, and I am, like I said, really growing attached to the main character. So yeah, there's that on this one. I am halfway through. And then Golden Sun, I am not as nearly as far into it as I would have liked to be, because like this one I'm mostly listening to the audiobook as I like do other things, as I cook, I work out, I clean, so like, you know, I can get through it faster. This one I'm like actually, you know, reading with my eyeballs, so I don't have as much time to do that, or I haven't had as much time to do that, and I'm only on page 144, which is like 30-ish% I think. So yeah, I am quite behind, but this is the second book in the Red Rising series saga, which is like sci-fi, and basically like the society of this world is divided into colors. Like the people are divided into classes that are colors, and so the golds are the ones at the top that like rule over the others, and the reds are the ones on the bottom. And the main character that we're following is called Darrow, and he is a red. And in the beginning of the first book, he and his wife are like sentenced to death, and she does die, but he is actually like saved by a group of rebels, and their plan is to infiltrate him like with the golds, like make him look and act as a gold and infiltrate him in the golds. And that is what they do in the first book. And like, I like the first book, but I definitely didn't love it. I think I ended up giving it 3.5 stars because I did really like the ending, because it was feeling like very 3 stars throughout almost all of the book, but then I really, really liked the ending, and it got me excited to continue the series. And although it took me a moment to continue, I am now here continuing it. And I'm actually really liking this one. I'm definitely liking it more than the first. I'm very invested. Like, I'm really liking like what's happening. I'm very into the plot. I am definitely more attached to Darrow now than I was in the first book. Like, I got more attached to him like in the end of the first book, and now I'm definitely even more attached to him, and I'm really liking all that's happening. I'm liking all of like the politics that we're learning, and we're also learning more about like other colors, other classes, and we've had some crazy action scenes as well, and very tense scenes that weren't action but like very tense. And I, you know, was feeling kind of anxious, but like in a good way. And yeah, I'm really liking it. So I'm really liking both of the books. I really like the book that I finished on Monday. So like, you know, great vibes all around in terms of reading. But I just sadly haven't had as much time to do it as I would have liked. But yeah, that is it. And honestly, that is all that has happened. That's like even slightly interesting because, you know, I've just been at work. So yeah, the only like eventful thing that happened, not eventful, but like different from the normal work, was like biobank, but that I already talked on Monday. And then like I had, you know, this meeting that was like really long. But, you know, yeah, that's it. So sadly, I don't think I have anything else to tell you, but somehow I've been talking for 10 minutes, so I guess I must have said something. And it is 1 a.m. and I still have to wash my dishes, so I think I'm gonna go. And like, I definitely won't have Golden Sun finished when I wanted to have it finished, which is tomorrow. Yeah, that's definitely not gonna happen because tomorrow I am gonna go back to my parents' house. So I won't have that much time to read either, because like I'll be on the train and then I'll be, you know, catching up with my parents. So yeah, I doubt I'll read that much. So like hopefully I could finish it on Saturday, maybe, we'll see, and then like film the video on Sunday. I don't know. I really don't know, but like yeah, hopefully I will finish it on Saturday. And like I said, I am like invested. I want to read more. I just really haven't had the time, sadly. But yeah, I'll hopefully finish it this weekend. I mean, hopefully I will finish both this weekend. Like that is, you know, the ambitious goal is to finish both of these books like by the end of the week or weekend. So yeah, we'll see if that ends up happening. And I have no plans for the weekend, but I know something will come up for sure. So yeah, that's it. Like I said, I probably won't film on Saturday because I won't have the book finished, but I probably will update this vlog on Saturday, hopefully. We'll see. Hello, so it is Saturday night and I'm here with updates, even though you know it's not as many updates as I would have liked, because I did in fact almost have no time to read on Friday, and today also barely had any time to read because I was out the whole day, so I'm just like now reading at night. But I am like 77 I think percent into Golden Sun, which is like I've read 3 of 4 parts, and I do plan on reading part 4 like now tonight after I finish filming this. I have I think exactly 100 pages left, so yeah, I should be able to finish this book, and I have not made any progress in Not Quite Dead Yet since I last talked to you. But yeah, I'm really liking this book. I'm definitely like way more invested in the story and way more connected to the characters in this book than I was in the first. And yeah, there are a lot of like really sad, tragic things happening in this book, but yeah, it just means that like, you know, like I said, I am very connected to the characters and the story. And yeah, also some incredible action scenes, like crazy things have been happening, and yeah, I do really care about the main character now. I am very invested in all that's happening, and actually part 3 ended in an absolutely insane way, so I really want to just, you know, go back to reading the book, because yeah, I need to know how this is gonna end, because yeah, absolutely insane. But yeah, I'm definitely really liking it much more than the first book. So yeah, I'm having a good time with this. Good time, even though it's, like I said, very sad and tragic and terrible things are happening, but and everyone's suffering. So, you know, as good of a time as I can have in that kind of situation. But yeah, like I said, I have made no progress in Not Quite Dead Yet, but that is hopefully what I'm going to read tomorrow. I doubt that I will finish it though, which I think I said that it was like my, you know, ambitious goal is to finish both of the books. I really doubt that that will happen, but I do still want to read like as much of it as I can. And yeah, yesterday I, like I said, didn't have any time to read almost. So barely made any progress in anything. And also like the wire that I had to put like behind my teeth last weekend when I went to the dentist, like the ones that I put after braces, and like it was broken, and so they put a new one and it cost 185 euros. That one that I mentioned in last week's vlog, yesterday, like this end on the left was like coming off of my teeth, or like of the tooth that it was glued to. So that happened, after a week, and it really, really hurt to speak. So like yesterday I had to like film 2 updates for like this video, for like the video of this book and another video, and like it hurt so bad to speak. It was torture. And yeah, it was hurting really, really bad. And so, but like I couldn't go to the dentist yesterday because that happened at like 6 p.m. and then I had to catch the train at like 7. And by the time I got, back here, it was 8:10, and the dentist closed at 8. So yeah, I couldn't go. But yeah, I went there today and they fixed it. But I feel like it's not very well secured. So I think it will come off again, actually. And yeah, it just really hurts because it was stabbing my tongue every time I spoke. Like every word I spoke, it was like the wire was stabbing my tongue, and like it still really hurts because like now there's kind of a wound there. So yeah, it still really hurts, but obviously it's better. But yeah, so that happened today, which took a lot of our time. And since we were there in the city, we end up staying there for a while. We like ate there, we then went like shopping, and yeah, then we did come back, and it was time to watch like the football game of like Portugal. So we watched that, and after that I just went on a run, came back, had dinner, and read like a bit of this to finish part 3, and I am now here. So yeah, literally barely had time to read anything, but I am, like I said, really liking the book, and I want to get back to reading it right now. And it is like 11:30, I think, and it should take me around 1 hour, maybe a little over an hour, because this font is very small. So it should take me actually maybe like closer to an hour and a half to finish this book. So yeah, it is definitely very doable, and I am very excited. So I think I will, actually do it. And tomorrow I will, hopefully, if I have the time, because maybe I will be out of the house all day again. But if I have the time, I will film the video for it. And yeah, also read Not Quite Dead Yet, because I am also really enjoying that one. So I also want to go back into that one and learn what actually happens in that mystery. So yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna focus on this, and I will talk to you again on Monday to wrap up the vlog. Okay, so it's Monday. I'm here to wrap up the vlog, and I did make some progress in Not Quite Dead Yet. I did not actually finish it last night. I got to 70 something percent. So, I totally forgot that I had a video to edit. So, that is why I couldn't read as much as I was expecting, because, editing the video definitely took a lot of my time. So yeah, I read, I think not even 100 pages, but close to 100 pages. And like during the day, I had no time at all to read because we were out of the house. And like when I was in the house, I had like stuff to do. So I was only able to read like after I got back here. And yeah, I made some progress in that, and still enjoy that, still very invested, and still getting more and more attached to the characters. Like at this point in time, like now, Monday night, I have actually finished the book, but I didn't in like this week that this video is for, but I have now finished the book and I did really like it, and I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars because I did like the investigation, but that was actually not, you know, my favorite part. My favorite part was definitely like the characters. I really grew attached to like the main character and also like the friend that was investigating with her. So yeah, I really got like attached and connected to them, and I really liked to follow them, and obviously also like the investigation. And I actually got like pretty emotional towards the end, and it was very sad. Like the tone of this book was very sad. Definitely had some, you know, dark humor, which I appreciated at times, but it was very sad. So yeah, but I do really like sad books. So yeah, I really liked it. I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars. And that is all that I read since I last talked to you. And kind of also all that I done. Like I did go to the beach. Not to the beach as in to like lay down on the sand or like going to the sea, just to the beach to like walk and also eat. And that was honestly it, because then like we also went grocery shopping, but that's not interesting. I also went on my run, but that's also not interesting. So you know, that was, yeah, Sundays are always like very, like there's not enough time to do much on Sundays because I do always have to like come back to my place. So you know, I don't have like that much time, especially because I did film the stuff for Golden Sun also yesterday. So yeah, that took even more like of my free time on Sunday. So yeah, I didn't really do much of like interesting stuff. But yeah, so wrapping up what I read this week. So I finished The Gate of the Feral Gods, I read Golden Sun, and I read most of Not Quite Dead Yet, and that was 842 pages, which is less than I wanted. But in the beginning of the week I had like that day or those days that I had to like do a lot more work than I was expecting, like at home after I got out of like actual work. So yeah, like I mentioned, that took a lot of my time, of time that I thought like I would have free and like obviously didn't. So yeah, there was that, but still very happy with what I read, and definitely very happy with the books that I read because I really like all of the books. So, you know, all in all, everything went well. So yeah, that is everything for this video. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you have enjoyed it. And if you did, give it a like and subscribe, and I will talk to you next time. Bye!